If we are to really understand our future in the health system, we should be studying population and migration trends. We should be surveying and really trying to understand the needs of our newcomer populations, because they're suggesting and predicting a future for Toronto and Ontario and in Canada that'll look very different than the future today.
All families are unique, but I think particular to newcomer and immigrant families, and we see really a common ground, is that they're having to navigate multiple systems all at once. They're having to navigate healthcare, then things like housing, for example, is another system that they're having to navigate. Education, employment, income security programs, sometimes even other aspects too, like food security programs, child welfare.
Because the newcomers may not necessarily know the services that are available to them, or they may not know what services they actually need. Their perspectives of a disability, their definition of a disability, what can be done, can't be done, is very different than, say, our Western society.
Many of our newcomers have a diagnosis of spina bifida. We've had families that have actually come from refugee camps where there was no health care available. So if their child couldn't walk, they didn't have access to a wheelchair. They just carried their child. Braces, they didn't have access to that, or catheters, or anything like that. Many of our children have difficulty with bowel and bladder continence. To teach them if it's catheterization, if it's orthotics for the ankle-foot orthotics, for braces, for accessing wheelchairs, to get the wheelchair fitted and ordered, and then they come back here. For that, we try to do it in-house because we can't access it through the community. The biggest challenge is that these families kind of expect us to cure their children, to come here with that expectation that we're going to cure their children, and then when they realize that we can't do that, to kind of see that pain, see that again, and to have to be the one to give them that information is difficult. Many times there's this stigma around children who have disabilities, or anyone who has a disability in certain cultures. We've heard stories of, we're being punished for this, and the child often being isolated because of their disability. And so part of what I'm passionate about is, again, showing them that, your child can still have an amazing quality of life.
We want to provide culturally appropriate services too, and understand where families are coming from. Really starting from ground zero, understanding what their needs are and what their understanding is. Really asking what's of greatest need to them, because we can have all kinds of assumptions of where they need to go and need to be, but we need to be respectful of what their needs are.
Our clinic is special because our developmental pediatrician, who is one of the first faces that they see, actually has spina bifida. And so she always wants to be transparent in that, and when there are families who she feels would really benefit from that information, she shares her story.
The course through St. Paul's is really helping me to kind of understand where our families are coming from and what struggles they bring to the table, and kind of understanding those struggles a little bit more.
We do have like a pre-clinic where we talk about this in the multidisciplinary team. It helps us kind of to prepare, but there are also things that come up where there's no way you can prepare for it. It's difficult not to take that home with you at the end of the day. And so I feel like having a network, having a navigation system throughout Canada where we can all discuss our stories and share our experiences would be really beneficial.
So the National Newcomer Navigation Network is vital for our future, not just in the cities we live in, not just the province of Ontario, but the country at large.